Good kill, good kill. Hey, good kill.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. We had a comment on the previous video that read, at some point, could you explain the difference between the different SAM systems? What are their strengths, their weaknesses, and ranges? They often feature in your videos, and it would be cool to have a better understanding. I thought this was a great idea. It would be good to summarize these different SAM systems, so that's what we're going to do today. I will say before we start, we're going to mostly focus on SAM systems and variants available in DCS, the sim. There are so many different SAMs and so many different variants and upgrades and this and that it would be near impossible to cover them all in a reasonable time frame. Also, it would get very confusing and convoluted. So let's get started. I hope you guys walk away from this video with a little more knowledge about the Soviet or Russian surface-to-air missile systems. The S-300, NATO reporting name SA-10 Grumble, is a series of long-range surface-to-air missile systems developed by the former Soviet Union. The system is fully automated, though manual observation and operation is also possible. Each targeting radar provides target designation for the central command post. The command post compares the data received from the targeting radars and filters out false targets. An S-300 unit consists of the 64N6 NATO designation Big Bird, which is the low to high altitude search radar with a detection range of up to 300 kilometers or 185 miles. It can monitor up to 100 targets simultaneously. A 30N6 flap lid, which is the fire control system, and the P585-1 launch vehicles. A 76N6 NATO designation clamshell low altitude detection radar is usually also part of the unit. The S-300 also has a passive electronically scanned array radar and has the ability to engage multiple targets with a single fire control system. Using the new 5V55KD missiles and a cold launch method, the time it takes to set up the system is reduced to 30 minutes, and a trajectory optimization allowed the missile to reach ranges of up to 75 kilometers or 47 miles, and speeds of Mach 3 to 4 with a maximum engagement altitude of 25,000 meters or 82,000 feet. In systems like the S-300, a cold launch method is used. This means the missile is first ejected from its sealed canister by a non-propulsive device, typically a gas generator or injection charge, and only after it has cleared the launcher does the main rocket motor ignite. In plain terms, the missile is shoved out of the tube cold, and then the engine ignites once it's safely away. The S-300 has a key advantage over systems like the Patriot due to the cold launch method, where the missile is ejected from the canister before its engine ignites. This allows the missile to be launched in any direction without damaging the launcher, giving the system full 360-degree engagement capability. In contrast, the Patriot typically requires the launcher to be facing the target direction, limiting its flexibility. This makes the S-300 more mobile and responsive, especially in fast-changing threat environments. The SA-2, NATO reporting name Guideline, is a Soviet-designed high-altitude air defense system. It is built around a surface-to-air missile with command guidance. Following its first deployment in 1957, it became one of the most widely deployed air defense systems in history. It also scored the first destruction of an enemy aircraft by a surface-to-air missile. The SNR-75, NATO reporting name Fansong, is a trailer-mounted E, F, and G band fire control and tracking radar for the Soviet SA-2 Guideline surface-to-air missile system. It uses two orthogonal antennas for azimuth and elevation and can track up to 6 targets simultaneously and can guide up to 3 missiles at once. Equipped with a 195 kilogram or 430 pound high explosive fragmentation warhead with compound detonation, this missile uses a solid fuel booster and a storable liquid upper stage, 5 seconds of boost and 20 seconds of sustained fuel. The missile has an operational range of 45 kilometers or about 28 miles and a flight altitude of up to 25,000 meters or 82,000 feet. The missile reaches speeds of up to Mach 3.5 and is guided by radio control command guidance, and has an accuracy of up to about 65 meters or 210 feet. The SA-3, NATO designation GOA, was designed to complement the SA-2. It has a shorter effective range and lower engagement altitude than either of its predecessors, and also flies slower. But due to its two-stage design, it's more effective against more maneuverable targets, and being more modern, it's much more resistant to ECM than the SA-2. The SA-3 launchers are accompanied by a command building or truck, or three primary radar systems. The P-15, NATO codename Flatface, is a C-band target acquisition radar with a range of 250 kilometers or 155 miles. The SNR-125, NATO codename Low Blow, is a fire control and guidance radar, ranging up to 80 kilometers or 50 miles. The warhead of the SA-3 is a 60 kilogram high explosive fragmentation with a proximity fused detonation mechanism. A solid propellant rocket motor gives the missile an operational range of 35 kilometers or 22 miles, a flight altitude up to 18,000 meters or 59,000 feet, and speeds of up to Mach 3. The SA-6, NATO designation Gainful, is a mobile Soviet surface-to-air missile system for low to medium-level air defense. Each SA-6 battery consists of a number of similar tracked vehicles, one of which carries the 1S91 Surin vehicle, NATO designation Straight Flush. With a 25 kilowatt G/H band radar with a range of about 75 kilometers or about 47 to 50 miles, it's equipped with a continuous wave illuminator in addition to an optical sight. The SA-6 battery usually also includes 4 triple missile transporter erector launchers, also known as TELs. The SA-6 missiles are equipped with a 59 kilogram high explosive fragmentation warhead with contact and proximity fusing. It uses semi-active radar homing guidance, and the missile is propelled by a rocket motor / ramjet booster and sustainer. The missile has an operational range of about 24 kilometers, that's about 15 miles, and can engage and hit targets between 100 meters, that's 330 feet, and 14,000 meters, that's 46,000 feet, and reaches speeds of up to Mach 2.8. The SA-5 Gammon, also known as the S-200, is a long-range, high-altitude surface-to-air missile system developed by the Soviet Union. These systems were deployed primarily on the battalion level, with 6 launchers and a fire control radar. The S-200 systems designed in the early days were to target masses of large formations of incoming NATO B-52 strategic bombers. They had a warhead replaceable with a 25 kiloton TNT nuclear warhead and a range of about 250 kilometers or about 155 miles. While the S-200 features vastly superior range than other air defense systems such as the S-300 or S-400, it does not have the same mobility that the latter systems have. The fire control radar of the S-200 is the 5N62 NATO reporting name Square Pair. It is an H-band continuous wave radar and is used for both the tracking and illumination of targets. Equipped with a 217 kilogram or 478 pound high explosive fragmentation warhead with proximity and command fusing. This missile is powered by a dual thrust liquid fueled rocket engine augmented by 4 solid fuel strap-on boosters. The S-200 boasts an operational range of 250 kilometers, that's 155 miles, and a flight ceiling of 40,800 meters, which is about 133,000 feet. The missile reaches a maximum speed of Mach 4.1 and employs a semi-active radar homing seeker head. The SA-11 is part of the Buk missile system family and the successor to the SA-6 Gainful. The first version of the Buk adapted into service carried the designation the 9K37 Buk and was identified in the West by the NATO reporting name SA-11 Gadfly. With the later integration of a new missile, the Buk M1-2 and the Buk M2 systems also received a new NATO reporting name, the SA-17 Grizzly. The Buk missile system was designed to surpass the SA-6 Gainful in all parameters. As a result of this, the developers came to the conclusion that each Buk transporter erector launcher, or TEL, should have its own fire control radar, rather than being reliant on one central radar for the whole system, as in the SA-6. This also allows the system to shoot at multiple targets in multiple directions at the same time. The system can engage aircraft at altitudes of 15 to 25,000 meters, that's 49 to 82,000 feet, and can target aircraft from ranges of 3 to 42 kilometers or 2 to 26 miles. Equipped with a 70 kilogram or 150 pound high explosive fragmentation warhead triggered by a radar proximity fuse, this missile is powered by a solid propellant rocket and can fly at speeds of up to Mach 3. It also uses semi-active radar homing guidance. It's estimated to have a 70 to 93% probability of destroying a targeted aircraft per missile launched. In 1992, the system was demonstrated to be capable of intercepting Scud missiles and large rocket artillery. So concluding with the SA-11 Gadfly, that brings us to the end of the main SAM systems available in DCS. I hope that video was in some way informative. We can also do a similar video for shore-ride systems, the short-range air defenses, you know, IR SAMs, that kind of stuff. If something like that is interesting to you, let me know in the comment section. Okay guys, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.